Hey, welcome to Digispin Crypto. It's Dino, and it's a Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken, a Saturday night. So we got a special guest speaker tonight, and all sorts of excitement to talk about tonight. So basically, I'm just a goofy guy in a straw hat. Obviously, do your own research, learn what you learn throughout YouTube and whatever you read, and put it together for your own good use. That will help you out and make sure that you're as smart as you possibly can be to take care of your crypto portfolio. So, obviously, if you like what you see tonight, or you like some of our shows that we put together throughout the week, don't forget to subscribe, put on the notification bell, and this way you get all the updates and the details when they happen. So, sorry I haven't been around for a while. I was taking care of this guy. This is Squirt. He's my buddy. And Squirt had some kind of internal hemorrhaging the other day, and we ended up, my wife took him to the hospital. I was at work, and emergency hospital in the middle of the night. So, but he's doing pretty good, and he's not bleeding internally anymore, and he's got lots of love for me. And he's a good pup. So, just wanted to introduce you to Squirt, and say hello, Squirt. Hey! Give me a kiss. He's a good pup. All right. Go ahead, you can go look for food. All right. So, want to start off with a couple of things. Let's take a look at there. I want to thank the guys who showed up tonight and appreciate you out there. I see Michael, I got that crypto, and I know that there's 7 other people out there at the moment. Everybody will get in as they go along. So we're not going to wait for them. We're going to continue. If they want to see the beginning of the show, they'll have to watch the replay. So I want to start off with something basic and simple. Mailbag. So this is all good stuff. I'm going to rip this open here. Now this came to me from a viewer named Alex. And Alex produced the Electroneum. You want one of these? He produced the Electroneum rubber-based, you know, those stretch bracelets that you can get. He produced these things. So this one says Electroneum, and it has "The Beast is Awake" on it. It's in a nice black. It's a soft rubber, like those Livestrong type of things. And it looks like it's embedded in it, embossed. All the lettering is embossed and then painted in there, or some kind of ink stamped inside of it. So these are pretty neat. Pop them on, stress them up, and you can have your official Electroneum bracelet there. And that's from Alex. Now, let me show you how you can get these if you're interested. They're not expensive. And you know, I'm not paid for this or anything like that. You know, people send me stuff, and I tell you about it, and you decide what you like to do. But let's take a look here, Alex. I put the link in the description of the show below, and that'll take you to the ETN Marketplace. Let's move my head out of the way here. And the ETN Marketplace, if you click the link, it'll go take you right to the Beast is Awake Electroneum bracelets. So you can see a close up here, and you get 3 of them for $5. So that's not too bad. It looks like you get different sizes. Let's take a look here, because I'm looking at this, and it looks like I got 2 large. Let's see here, 2 large. Yeah, these are about the same, and then it looks like I got a smaller version, because it comes up. The rings come up a little bit different in diameter. So that's pretty awesome, and I appreciate Alex sending these out to me as samples so that I could show them to you and be able to give you the link for There we go, Electroneum. I'll be able to give you the link for the ETN Marketplace, where you can get 3 of them for $5. I thought they were kind of clever. I thought they were kind of neat, and it was very thoughtful of Alex to send me these. So take a look, see if that's something for you, and if it is, you know where to get it. All right, let's take a look here. So Michael wants to know. He goes, hey Dino, can you tell me what does your name Digit Spin mean? So, basically, when I was a lot younger, probably mid-90s, I was looking, I had a web company, and I was going to rebrand it, and I was trying to come up with a name that nobody else uses. You know, you want something unique that kind of has some technology reference in it as close as possible. It kind of sounds techy, and I came up with, you know, I was mixing words together and everything, and Digit Spin just kind of sounded cool, you know. It rolled off the tongue, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I went with that. And I kept it all this time as a company for years and years and years. And I decided to apply the Digit Spin to my show because I couldn't find anything else, and I didn't have time to reenact some software development. So it was really for a software development company originally. But I ended up using it for this. I thought it was cool. Nobody else has it. If you do a search on it, I come up. So that's the key. You know, if you get into Google, you know, if you name yourself something standard or that everybody else is using, it's going to show up, you know, just about everything and about everybody else but you. So the Digit Spin worked out really well for me. So that's why I went with that. All right. So we got Rick Viper Motor 83 for Mono out there. 83 wants to go, hey, what about Web Dollar? Now, you know, you guys all know that I love Web Dollar. I can put my Web Dollar up here. I find it fun. I have no idea what'll happen in the future with let's try that again. Web Dollar. I have no idea what'll happen in the future with Web Dollar, how they're doing, but you know, I'm really quite interested in this project because it started a blockchain completely from scratch. A complete mining algorithm from scratch, and it's been fun to see the path that they've taken. Now, what about Web Dollar? Well, keep in mind, Web Dollar has introduced staking. So basically, when you open up your Web Dollar page, it'll immediately start staking. You can see here, I showed this a few months ago, and I had a few weeks ago, I had 17,000. I now got 25,000 Web Dollars in there. And originally, you would just do your proof of work using your processor. I mean, you open up the web page, you start mining. I'm collecting the coins. We'll see what happens. They're just starting to get onto an exchanges, and there's very small exchanges. But as things go along, I have a feeling they'll have some better luck with bigger exchanges. But at least we can start to see what prices what dollars are worth and all that good stuff. But they've upgraded to include now a proof of work and proof of stake. So for 33% of the time that the page is open, it'll mine proof of work. Then it takes a look at your balance that's in your wallet, and if it's greater than 1,000 Web Dollars, it'll then stake automatically for 2/3 of the time. So if it's a 10-second window, obviously for 3.3 seconds you'll be mining proof of work. then it'll kick into, for 6.6 seconds, it'll do mining proof of stake, and then the cycle repeats. So the more web dollars you have in the wallet, the more web dollars you can earn. And so it's a combination. Now, the reason why I haven't done a web dollar show, I've been kind of biting my tongue and holding back on that, is because I've been waiting to do an interview with one of the developers of web dollar, and I wanted him to be able to answer all of the big questions and let me know and let you know all the good details about web dollars. So I've been kind of keeping the powder dry until I can do that interview, but that should happen reasonably soon. We've tried a few days and we missed each other. Unfortunately, he's in Eastern Europe, so it takes a little bit of time. But it's a 7-hour window difference, and we've missed each other a few times. So we're trying to reconnect so that we can do that interview. But I'll bring it to you as soon as it happens. All right. I got that crypto. Let's see here. Alright. So Michael's going, hey, if Electroneum is going to be used for everyday purchases in the future, how are we going to keep track of this for tax purposes? I thought crypto transactions were like buying and selling stock. So, yeah, it's an issue, and we will have to see. I'm sure there are software programs out there to help you do these things. I'm thinking that Electroneum might even build something so that you can get a settlement of what was paid in and out. I would tend to think, because Electroneum wants to be a pay system, so I would tend to think that you would be able to go in, and they haven't told me this, but logic dictates that as they go along and you're able to start paying for stuff with Electroneum, and you pay for that cup of water, and that money or that Electroneum transfers out to them as a vendor. So any payments you make to a vendor, I would tend to think it would list the Electroneum and then the value of that purchase, so that you can get a total, because you're taking money out of the system to pay for that, and that's considered a sale of your cryptocurrency, and therefore you're supposed to pay tax on that. And it would make a lot of sense to be able to have a statement each month, and you know how much you spent, and then your tax liability. Quite frankly, in the future, I could see some of these things as this really matures. I'm talking a minimum of 5 years from now, that the tax will be right on the cryptocurrency that goes right to the government. They'll find a way. When it comes to getting your money for taxes, I assure you, they'll find a way to make that happen. No doubt in my mind. The tax man doesn't sleep. Oh my gosh. Hey, we got the Skeleton King out there. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. So Michael's also saying, he's saying it's cool. I really like your intro to your videos. Can you mention my first question? Oh, so we just took care of your first question. All right. All right. Mike says, he goes, Dino, I'm really surprised you have under 1,000 subscribers. And by far, you're the best Electroneum YouTuber. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoyed my show. Yeah, I'm one of those, hidden gems that people are just starting to find out about. I think the YouTube algorithm kind of hides my show for some reason. I don't know if I must have upset the YouTube gods somehow. But a lot of times my shows don't show up. If you type in Electroneum, it doesn't show up too often. So it's one of those things. But people find out about it and they'll subscribe. They'll see the value in it, and hopefully they'll be able to learn some stuff from our show. I try to do the best I can. I appreciate your vote of confidence there. How you doing there, Squirt? All right. Okay. Hey, we got Phoenix Rising out there. It's good to see you. Let me hit one thing, and then I'm going to get back to the chat here, all these questions you guys got. So, I wanted to talk about... Wow. One of my other favorite coins. Ravencoin. Now, just wanted to make sure you guys knew this thing's been on a tear. Everybody's talking about Engine and Samsung and all the money that's being made on money hand over fist. You know, at this point here, I have no idea who's going to be left holding the bag. It's like musical chairs. It has pumped dramatically on Engine, all based on speculation, and I'm sure some of that's going to stick. But there's always a retracement. Always. So, we'll see how far that continues. Now, then that's because they've confirmed that Samsung will include. Now, I saw that the Samsung phones, there were a few people that have them out in the East, and they were mentioning that the blockchain wallet comes in the phone, but there's no configurations for the coins, and then except for the Ethereum, and then you download a module for the cryptocurrency you want. So it looks like right now that the Engine, and there's one other coin. Engine is going to be a module that you can install. I'm not sure if it'll actually be in there initially or not. I guess they're figuring on people wanting to use it in their gaming, and on the phone they'll transfer it that way. So, you know, it's a good coup for them that they're going to be included. And I would tend to think that there'll be blocks or modules of just about every coin as it goes along that can be installed into the system so that you can keep it. But let's go back to the Ravencoin. Ravencoin also has had a historic rise, and if we take a look here, I'm going to go down to this the charts. It's been pretty shocking. I mean, we're talking since the 25th, where we're at, you know, 1 penny, and just the other day we were up at 3.5 cents. Now, I saw no specific news of why this would rise, and it wasn't like a rise in one day. You know, over a period of that last week and a half, it's just been steadily increasing. And we have a small dip right here now. And I don't know if that's going to be a full retracement, or if we're looking at a sub dip like we see here on this side, and where it then continued to climb. In the meantime, I sold a couple of my Ravens that I've been squirreling away for a while at this point, because every time it hit 4 cents, I said, I'm gonna hold it, and it would drop back down to a penny. So this time I said, I'm gonna take some profit on my mining of my Ravencoin and hold on to the rest. So I got rid of a small portion and added it to my Bitcoin collection. So you may want to think about that if you're holding Ravencoin, you've been mining them. You want to go take a look, see what's good and what works for you. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that there's an opportunity there if you've been mining over the last 6 months to a year. Okay, let's go back here to the chat and see what we got. I don't know what this says. Let's put it up on the screen. Hey, so Dirty Fergie says, hey, would Electroneum know in the U.S., Nevada, and Texas are tax-free states? And if they do implement something as you say, would it affect the states mentioned? So, it's a complicated situation, because you have the federal tax, and so this is a capital gain. So there would be federal income tax when you sell your crypto. And here's the problem. If you've only had it for a few months and then you sold it, the rate here in the United States is greater than if you held it for over a year. This is the reason why a lot of the times I don't ever sell my crypto. I just hold on to it, and then when I sell it, I'll pay my tax on it, or trade it for something. I'll pay my tax for it at that point. But as long as I'm holding on to it, I don't have to pay the tax until I sell it. And so that is a capital gain. So your tax rate would be different depending on if that crypto is a year old or if it's less than that. Then the vendor who's selling it to you. So if I walk into a local store, and let's say here in Nevada and Texas, they're tax-free. So let's say I'm in Texas, I walk in a local store, I buy a bottle of water. They collect the sales tax. So there'll be sales tax on the product, and if it was $1, it'd be $1.07. You'd pay the $1.07 in Electroneum. Now you've already paid 7 cents in taxes, so you don't have to pay the taxes on the taxes. So you'd have to deduct that amount. It's just going to be just a nightmare. Then you have certain states that have state taxes, and New York, everybody has a hand in your pocket there, and I'm sure they'll find a way to also want to snag some. Then you have city taxes for stuff, but most of it's going to be in the federal. That's going to be the big key for crypto expenditures, and it's going to be a complicated matter. This is why I'm saying at some point it just may end up being built into your transfer of some type for any of the centralized coins, because they can work with that company or that coin company to make sure that they're collecting tax. The decentralized coins, there's no way for them to do this. There's nobody running it. There's nobody to request to collect the tax from. So there's going to always be a loophole there somehow to move it around. So we'll have to see how this all turns out. It's things that are going to end up being figured out. And this goes for Bitcoin and Monero and all the other good stuff. Ethereum, it's something yet to be discovered and yet to be identified how it's all going to turn out. But I assure you, they will find a way to collect their taxes. All right. Let's see. I'll bring this up for a second. Zoda Zanmaya. Alright, so she says there's some beef between All About Tech and Naga Bo. I'm not going to say much about this. What I'm going to tell you is Nagabo started it. Get him! Now listen, Nagabo came on and he started harassing Mick about his weak interview questions and what have you. So, you know, and then really giving it to Electroneum from his personal point of view. I think that his concerns could have been brought up in a much cleaner, better way, in a much cleaner and better way than the way that he's presenting his positions. And I'm going to be honest with you, from my perspective, I find it hard to hear or listen to his presentation because how it's presented. And I'm sure there are others. So, you know, other people like craziness. They like all the arm flailing and stuff. So that's why I gave you some. All right. So I'll leave it at that. You know, that's his issue to deal with, Nagabo. So he'll have to deal with that. But you know, I found it unhelpful. All right, let's see what we got here. You guys crack me up. All right, I'm on the next page here. Let's take a look at the next page. So Phoenix Rising saying, hey Dino, what exchange do you use for Electroneum? Will you use Cryptopia again? That's a tough question. Yes, I have used Cryptopia. I've used Cryptopia in the past. And that was before certain other exchanges came online. I've never felt that it was a difficult exchange to use, or that there was any problems with it. The transactions worked fine, the coins went in and out. What I can tell you is that, you know, they were having issues with people getting notifications that they were somebody was trying to access their accounts, this, that, and the other thing. There was a lot of funny stuff. I know that they took sometimes a little bit longer than other exchanges to work out software implementations and bugs. So it left me with a feeling of, when I put my funds on Cryptopia to purchase Electroneum, and within the next 10 minutes to get them off of Cryptopia, I made my exchange and I got my coins off there. I never felt comfortable to leave my funding or my coins on Cryptopia. So would I use it again? I probably would, in the same fashion that I would make sure that I don't leave any funds on there, and just to make a trade and to move along. I think the question is that I just don't use Cryptopia because I've found other exchanges that I have a preferential for. So it's going to be tough on them. They're going to have a hard time overcoming this. When you have stuff like this happen, you know, they're going to work out a payment plan. They've shown themselves to be honorable, to want to repay folks, just like the Nice Hash hack, and they've been making payments back to people that lost Bitcoin, and you know, they've demonstrated that they would like to do the same thing. So you know, I think they're honorable. I think it would be fair to give them a chance. I think that most people like myself, if they do, they're gonna not keep their funds on there, so they're gonna run into some liquidity type of issues. So that could put a damper on the total sales or total trades that happen. So, you know, their income is definitely going to be affected. It'll also affect their liquidity capabilities. But, you know, when it comes to things like Cryptopia, Quadranga, CX, you know, even Quadranga, you know, this was the largest in Canada. The largest exchange in Canada. That's like Bittrex running off of my money, or Coinbase running off of my coins. It's gotta be just heartbreaking. And you don't know. I mean, you know, this is the largest in Canada. You know, you would tend to think that they're stable, they got their act together, and to find out that that's not the case is devastating. And this goes back to expressing the folks that never went through the Mount Gox. You know, they had no understanding of how this all transpired. I mean, yeah, it happened. Oh, that was years ago. But this stuff's still going on. There's stuff still going on. And not all these exchanges are going to make it. And it's not that they're going to run, not all of them are going to run off with your money. But some of them are going to just go out of business. They're not going to have enough trades. The coins aren't worth as much as they used to be. And they're spending more than they're making, and they just literally go out of business. This should really impress upon you the importance to keep your coins in your Electroneum wallet. Put them onto a paper wallet. Hopefully a Lipple will come out with a software upgrade for the Lipple wallets, or somebody will come up with a hardware wallet, Ledger Nano or somebody that you can store them. I'd love to be able to see it on Ledger Nano, but you know, I'll buy one of these Lipples if they do it first. It would put a lot more safety into things. The coins transfer over reasonably quick on Electroneum. You know, within, you know, on the blockchain, if you transfer to most of the exchanges, usually within 20 minutes or so, you'll have access to your funds. So it's important to get them off, guys. Don't leave that stuff on there. Really, you're asking for it. Now, you know, I have a nominal amount, you know, a few $100s that I might leave on an exchange in case I want to make a quick purchase of something. But that's it. That's it. You just don't know. And these things here, and it's just like the people in Mt. Gox, they had no concept that they were going to lose everything. You know, and that was really the only place you could buy the coins. But now you get these places, all these different exchanges that are taking a beating, going down, taking your money with them. And you don't know if it was scammed, exit scammed, or just out of business. So they're not going to tell you if something's wrong. They're going to try to cover it up for as long as possible and trying to make up the difference so they don't have to. It's not that they're bad people initially. It just turns out it snowballs and then they become a bad person instead of dealing with the situation when it's smaller. Get your coins off. Get your coins off. Don't keep them there. Do your trade, get them off, move them on. Alright. Let's see. What else we got here? So Dirty Fergie says, he's saying, yeah, he goes, that's going to be weird to see how Bitcoin is used at Starbucks. Yeah. We'll take a look and see how that all's going to work out. There's going to have to be obviously a second layer solution to make that all work. We'll see how they end up putting that all together. Alright, I would imagine they're going to probably use Lightning in some capacity. Unfortunately, they don't have the technology that Electroneum has, where you can do the instant payments and get a guaranteed authorization for a payment, and it's already KYC'd. You know, that's the one thing that Electroneum has up their sleeve that rocks and rolls, and it's simple. It can be done right this second with no effort. But it's a little bit different when you start working with Lightning as of right now until that builds up. All right. And it becomes easier to use. The problem lies is Lightning is not easy to use, and to be able to bring it to the masses, you're going to have an intermediary that's going to handle your Lightning transaction through a wallet, maybe on your phone. And I assure you that they're not going to do this for free. What's going to happen here is you're going to have more and more middlemen taking a slice of the action for each and every transaction to make it easy for the average Joe to use Lightning with Bitcoin. And that's just going to be part of it. So you can wait to get paid in a few hours, and I'll send it free to you through, or for the nominal fee through the blockchain or your Lightning network it for a lesser fee, but you pay different people, it's going to end up being a lot more than you expect. I assure you. All right. Yeah, you would think, you know, quite frankly, Phoenix is saying on taxes, you should be able to write off your tax losses too. You can write off, I think it's up to $2,000 or $3,000, and then anything over that you can carry into the next year. And here's the thing, you know, it's like me sitting down and playing at a casino, and I'm playing a hand of cards, and I'm like, all right, you know, all right, I'm gonna double down on this or whatever it is, and you know, and I put down my cards, and that particular hand, you know, I win $500. It's like the IRS come running over to me, $500. You just made $500. Pay me, and I have to give them $150, and I'm like, well, I didn't even get out of my seat yet. I have more hands. When I'm done playing my session, I'll let you know if I made money or I lost money. Don't come up to me each hand. And I think there's a severe problem where they, you know, if you're trading cryptos between cryptos, to have to pay taxes on that is asinine and impossible. It's an impossibility to track all that. Nobody's going to do it. And when I put money in and when I cash out, if I put $500 in and I cashed out $1,000, well, obviously I made $500, so I owe you guys taxes on that, and you should pay the taxes because you made money. I'm happy to pay the taxes if I made some money, but don't bother me until I cash out. Cash out means I went and purchased something, I paid a tax. So if I buy $1 bottle of water, I pay an extra 30% in taxes on that. I pay $1.30 because I have to pay my income tax on it, or whatever it is. All right, if I cash it out at you know, Joe's cryptocurrency exchange, and I put the $1,000 in my bank, I pay the $500. I pay the $150 tax then at that year. It's not going to be feasible otherwise to be able to keep track of all this stuff. It's craziness, just sheer craziness. All right. Let's see here. So, Cell4 here. Cell4 says, hey, he goes, I lost my wallet file to bring it into the browser, and I have a wallet address and password. Yeah, you need that wallet file. Yeah. Once you bring up your web dollar, you save the file, and you save it onto a USB chip or something like that, and you squirrel that away in your backyard in a hole, probably in a tin can. Bury it, put it in there. But needless to say, without that, you're going to have some issues. So my suggestion is you can get on Telegram and put in that question to the guys on the official web dollar and see if they have any tricks for you. I'll ask around too. If I find anything, I'll bring it up on my next show. All right. Let's go from here. I wanted to talk to you guys about, well, I bring up the next series here. I wanted to talk to you guys here. Let's take a quick look on another topic. We were talking about Samsung with Engine Coin, and I think what's going to be not only important to be able to have it on a wallet, but what I think is going to be more important, you're going to probably hear more about this over the next few days from other crypto YouTubers who are going to try to catch up to what we're talking about here. And this here is Samsung Pay. So on your phone, not only do you have all the details. What you got doing? What you got there, kid? You want to say hello? Come on. Up. Not only do you have you'll have the wallet, but you'll have Samsung Pay. You see that? You have Samsung Pay on there? Samsung Pay, you go up and it's like Apple Pay or any of the others, and you can you tap it or you put it up against your the reader, and it basically pays a bill for you and deducts it right off of your credit card. So I have a feeling we're going to see more of it. we're going to see more of that. And the reason is because Samsung Pay is going to start to introduce the cryptocurrencies into it, and that is far more important than just a wallet. Being able to have it in the Samsung Pay application is going to allow you to tap into that and instantly pay for just about anything. And I would tend to think that these two applications are going to work together. You'll probably have your blockchain wallet, and you'll be able to move cryptocurrency into your Samsung Pay to sit there, and they'll have some kind of you'll do your credit and they'll deduct it out of your coins. And quite frankly, there'll be connections for probably just about every coin as they go along, and that'll be big because you're talking 10 million people right off the bat who use Samsung Pay. I've used it. It's pretty cool. You get little bonus things and free stuff and all that good things. You know, free Samsung points and pay points. And this is more important than just putting it on your phone. Yeah, I got a wallet and I can put my coins there and I can transfer them to people. Having the Pay app is a big key. That gives it the same capabilities as Electroneum has, where you can do instant pay, because you'll be able to go to any credit card machine. I can then use it at any store, and I'll be able to go right up to the counter and pay for whatever I want. And I'm going to tell you something, if Samsung Pay gets this integrated, they could easily take a big chunk of business away from other people trying to do this type of stuff, because it'll be right there and easy to use. So this is something you're going to want to keep an eye on. Samsung Pay, far more important of an issue than a blockchain wallet. Keep an eye on it. It's going to be very important, very big. All right. So Dirty Fergie goes, "Hey Dino, I want to know, can Electroneum actually go out of business? Is it best to have a paper wallet?" Well, Electroneum is a company. It's Electroneum Limited. So if you're therefore a company, you therefore could go out of business. It can happen to anybody. So the fact of the matter is do I expect Electroneum to go out of business? No. They fully funded? Yes. They have plenty of money. They're on their growing cycle? Yeah. I expect big and good things for Electroneum as they go forward. But the fact of the matter is any company can go out of business. Now, does that mean that the blockchain fails and your coins are worthless? No. The blockchain continues. It's run directly from the miners and the nodes that are accessing it, and I'm sure because it's all public, open source, people would continue on with it. I can't speak to the value if something like that was to happen, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't put a lot of thought into it because it's not something that I'm concerned about at the moment. All right. Let's see. Yep, and Daily News is saying, absolutely, unequivocally, it's always best to have a paper wallet. Yeah, as of right now, paper wallets are the way to go if you want to store your Electroneum, until we can get some kind of a hardware solution. And that I agree 100% with that. All right. So, yes, so the question here is back to that, will the Electroneum blockchain still run? Yes, it would still run if there was any type of problem. Okay. So Ghetto Sega is saying, he goes, hey Dino, he goes, I actually lost some on Quadrenga. Lesson learned, not to keep my money on exchanges. My heart goes out to you. I feel bad. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, it's a tough one because it feels safe. I keep coins on even on Coinbase. So I'll keep some value there, and and I'm always saying to myself, it's Coinbase. They ain't going anywhere. They're doing all the biggest and best things, and the chances are they're not going anywhere. But it always concerns me. That's why you have a Ledger, a Nano S. It's so cheap. You get one of those, you can't go wrong with that. Load up your Ledger Live, and you have it there. If you're worried about losing your hardware wallet and you keep it on an exchange, then there's positives and negatives. You keep it on Coinbase, it's probably your best bet. It's probably not going to go anywhere, but they're not actually your coins. You're getting an IOU on the screen for them. If you download them and you put them on your Ledger Nano, they're your coins. They're your responsibility. You lose it, you lose it, or it burns in a fire. Your house burns down and it burns in a fire, or whatever happened. That's also lost. It's not. I don't even think it's insurable or anything. So it's a tough thing. I don't have coins that would make any significant difference in anybody's lives. The little bit of coins that I have, I'll put them on a Ledger Nano, and I'll squirrel the thing away in a tin can in my backyard. But if you're talking guys that have $500,000, $1 million or greater, they're going to put these things onto multiple Ledger Nanos. They're going to store them into bank safety deposit boxes, and where it'll be relatively safe, unless there's a asteroid strike that hits the building. So that's the way to go with that. Okay, so Phoenix saying, hey Dino, how's that mobile miner payout working for you? He goes, I'm up to 30 ETN, and it says the payment is processing. All right, so yeah, mine went through relatively well. I've been keeping an eye on it because I heard that there was a few folks that it was not transferring the coins over, and obviously there's an algorithm that's not transferring them for a particular reason. Open up a service ticket with Electroneum, and they'll get that straightened out for you. This is the first payment. Right now, everybody's getting their first payments. All right, if you've gotten paid twice already, I want to talk to you. How did you do that? But this is basically right around now. Everybody's getting their first payment from the 100. So whenever you put in a new algorithm in your software and you put in some security, some advanced security that looks for things, your coins may not be transferred over, maybe put into a bucket that says, hey, these need to be looked at because we're not sure if this is the person, or there's something there that we need to take a look at. And and they make the algorithm a little smarter as they go along, and the software gets tuned. So this is standard operating procedure. The coins are there. You're marked. You're going to get them. Oh, you're going to run off to Mexico with 100 coins? No. You want to add them to your wallet, but they're there. You're going to get paid them. And it's like you buy a video game. You buy Microsoft Windows. There's constantly updates. There's constantly things that have to be fixed. That's why you have Microsoft Update almost every couple of weeks. And it's the same thing. It's software, guys. Expect updates. Expect, things that have to be tuned. Get it together. Don't get all worried about it. They're showing there. Now, if you had the 100 coins there and they disappeared and went to zero and you didn't get paid, that's a different story. But you got a marker for them. They're not going anywhere. Have a little patience. It's the first one through. Give the guys a chance to get it running. All right. So, I got a couple of things out here that cracked me up. Let me just, before I get to that, let me just see if I missed anything. Alright, I didn't miss anything. Alright. So the 12 players saying, hey Dino, I just want to let you know, I can't stop buying at this price. Yeah, it's a tough one to not be able to purchase. Yeah, it's the lowest price that I've seen on the coin, and it's hard to think of it being able to go less than where it's at. Not that it's impossible, but it would be pretty rare for it to go much lower. And the opportunity is only going to get better as it goes along for the coin. I think there'll be some benefits there, and I agree. Every time I see it, I'm like, I'll trade in some. I traded some of my Ravencoins. That the Ravencoins were up so high, and I brought them over and I bought a bunch. I got, I don't know, 5 for 1. For every Ravencoin, I got 5 Electroneum or something. So yeah, it'll be good stuff. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So, Dirty Fergie goes, so hey, going back to this Samsung Pay situation, he goes, what good is the Electroneum patent if Samsung can do that? Samsung is doing it a different way. Electroneum has a true cryptocurrency payment system where you're transferring the cryptocurrency to the vendor. Samsung is going to do a payment process, because they do right now. Basically, you put your credit card into the Samsung Pay. It creates a fake credit card to represent it. So when you go up and you pay, Samsung Pay pays for it with a credit card. It then has a cross-link transfer table, the matrix table, that references it to your credit card, and then it takes the money out of your credit card. All right, so they're using a credit card system, the existing credit card systems, to pay. So they'll have the same type of solution. Instead of going to your credit card, you'll be able to matrix over that credit card number, that fake credit card number that's issued, to not only your real credit card, but to your cryptocurrency blockchain account, for example. And they would then take the money out of that crypto account. So you're going to have to preload it somehow with crypto, and then they'll take it out. Now, the only issue there is that for Samsung to be able to transfer cryptos to cash to pay the vendor is going to be an interesting situation. There's going to have to be some kind of interaction with some kind of a money exchanger, or Samsung themselves are going to have to be licensed to be able to do these. And if that's the case, then they can command what the exchange rate is. They can then command the fees that go on top of that. Though it'll be a neat system that'll work well, I have a feeling it's going to cost as much or more than using an actual credit card in costs. So we'll see how that turns out. Where Electroneum basically is going to be a much cheaper solution, because you don't have they're not doing a money transfer. They're actually providing the crypto to the vendor, and then the vendor decides what to do with the cryptocurrency. So it's a little bit different. Both of them are good systems. In all honesty, Samsung would have a leg up because they've got 10 million users already. But Electroneum's not that far behind. They've got 2.7 million right now, and quite frankly, that's going to grow. So the odds that Electroneum can give Samsung Pay a run for their money is pretty great. Pretty great. All right. So Sail4 is saying, he goes, yeah, your dog's about the same color as my white Shepherd Lab mix. Yeah, he's actually like a light brown. He's I don't know what the heck. It's hard to tell you. It's a light tan. It's a very fun and friendly tan. When he was a puppy, he was the cutest thing. I knew he was going to be a handful, though, because he'd be splashing in the mud, and anytime he had water, he wanted to splash in it. As a puppy, he's 11 years old now, and so he's staying with me because he had some internal bleeding and was having some difficulty. So I'm hand nursing him back to health and keeping him with me at the moment. So Phoenix is saying, hey, he goes, Samsung's pretty much stealing a lot of Apple tech as it is. It'll be easy for them to steal instant payment tech too. They don't need to steal instant payment tech. They already got it built in. Again, I'm not going to repeat that, but it's matrixed to either a credit card or will be matrixed to a crypto account. All right. Alright. Let's see what he's saying here. He goes, Coincase, I'm assuming he's saying Coinbase lost XRP. Lots of left. Coinbase sucks. I don't know. I didn't see anything about an XRP loss at Coinbase for XRP, so you'd have to tell me a little bit more about that one. So I do want to bring up also Facebook. Since we're talking about all these coins, Facebook wants to come out with their cryptocurrency. So I want to tell you about this. It's basically going to turn out to be another stable coin, because that's my personal opinion. This is going to end up being a stable coin, and we got plenty of stable coins. Now, are people going to use Facebook coin? Yeah, but that's not where they're going to keep their funds. They'll move it into that when they need it. There'll be no need. There's no need for all these stable coins. Just use your credit card. It's kind of silly. There's a purpose for a few basic stable coins, and some of them will come to the leadership front of trustability and reliability. And maybe Facebook will be a reliable stable coin, but it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And people that want to keep and want to enjoy the rise in value of some of these cryptocurrencies are not going to keep their funds in a Facebook coin. It's not going anywhere. Just put it in just go down to Walmart and get a green dot card and just put your money in there. It's the same thing. You can at least use it everywhere. We'll see what this ends up actually being, but the word Facebook will obviously bring it some value, and the big key is that it'll get people interested to the concept of cryptocurrencies, even if they don't know any better and they're just buying these stable coins. A lot of people will not understand the value of it, but we'll see where it plays out. I personally don't see this becoming the store of value that you'll want to keep your coins in there, because they're not going to make it a decentralized, mineable or stakeable type of solution. It's gonna be a centralized solution that's going to be stabled. It's the only way that they can keep it within the government regulations and what have you. So we'll see where it turns into. I know they're trying to get it onto exchanges, and they're going to muscle that into it. There'll be a lot of hype, and if and when this does get released, cryptocurrency hype is going to blow through, just like we had in December of 17, where it was like on every TV station, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, and you'll hear Facebook coin, and there'll be a lot of hype of folks getting back into cryptocurrency. So for that alone, it'll be a real big thing. So keep your eyes on this, and let's see where this takes us. I'll keep you guys up to date as I go along. But that's my personal opinion on that. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Gemini, Ratasima saying Gemini, I think, is fully insured, allegedly. Yeah, Gemini being in New York, there's some higher standards of regulations, and I have a feeling that their cryptocurrency custodial services are probably insured. I doubt. I don't know if it's the stablecoin. I don't see how. I mean, they may have the backing, may be insured for it, and that may be part of the compliance requirements of New York. And if it's true, it just makes them a stronger coin for stability. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Daily basis paper require reporting a lot as a. Alright. So 83 Firmo is asking me. He goes, "Hey Dino, if I crash my Samsung, will I lose my crypto? And then to buy a new Samsung to have the access to my coins, there is a big risk." Yeah, that is an issue, and I have a feeling it's going to be easier. Just like you'll have your seed, so you'll be able to then get your new phone, set up your block wallet. You'd be able to put in your seed, because I remember seeing the setup screen in the Samsung 10, and there was a seed generation section. So I would have a feeling if you're going to move it onto another phone, you'd be able to have your 24-word seeds installed, and then it would then instantly pop up with all of your crypto on your new phone. Obviously, the big key is making sure that your information is not on your old phone, because they get a hold of it. And this is another issue. You know, something happens to my phone, and I say I got a Samsung wallet on here, and I take it down to AT&T to do something, and they want to take it in the back to work on it, and that thing doesn't leave my eyes. If I can't see it, you and me have a problem. Because there's no way in hell would I let anybody take my phone behind the counter, behind the wall, to quote work on it with my stuff in there. Now, obviously, it's going to be, you know, fingerprint ID'd and probably a password. I mean, ideally, you'd want to be able to fingerprint it and put in a password, or I don't know if a Google authentication would work on that, but yeah, it's a problem. It's got to be secured pretty intensely. I think the best solution would be able to your wallet information would only be able to be stored on a add-in SIM. This way, you could pop out the SIM and have that there, and you can give this to whoever to work on or to do whatever they want. But your stuff's on your SIM. Maybe that's another secondary level of security. But that's just my thoughts on it, just thinking about it. All right. Relax is saying, "Hey Dino, Elevate Group will be offering mining services for Electroneum if the beta goes well. Would be a good topic for a future video." Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I don't know much about that, in honesty, and so Elevate Group, I'll take a look and see if I can find out anything about it. It's always good to see people getting involved with Electroneum. Alright, let's go to this next one. Let's take a quick look while we're I'm looking at the chat. I try to keep up with everything that's going on. Let's take a look here. So, for all you Electroneum fans, currently Electroneum is earning 322 Electroneum per day if you have an ASIC. So if you got yourself an ASIC, let's get my fat hat out of the way. If you have yourself an ASIC or thinking about getting an ASIC so that you can mine Electroneum, right now currently you're going to bring in 322 Electroneum. That's without overclocking. So with overclocking you could probably hit 370 to maybe 400 coins. I think mine were coming in around 370, 380 with the overclocking. Not a whole lot of money. I'm not even sure that's paying my electric at this point. So keep that in the back of your head. Let's take a look at some of the details here. So you can see here, miners are dropping off because of the price, and they're not able to produce. Chances are this is probably those F2 pool and some of the others. You take a look here, they're just about, what, 4,000 miners when there was normally running 8,000. So half the miners have come off, and that's a good chance that's F2 pool. They have a tendency to bring them down when they can't make any money on it. They're going to lose money. Doesn't make sense to mine. Let's take a look. Hash rate's pretty good. Let's get into some details here. I can give you some updates here. Ooh, 150 sats. Alright. Price. I want to see our reward. Currently we're earning 8,200 every 2 minutes. 8,200 coins are generated out of thin air every 2 minutes and given to miners. So it adds up. There's a lot of coins that end up getting put out into the environment, and if they're corporate miners, they're going to be selling them. So keep that in the back of your head. Alright, difficulties obviously been going up. Let's take a look at our values. Let's get an update on here. I've been waiting for Bitcoin to hit. It just refuses to hit 4,000. It'll get up to 39.70, 39.90, 39.80. It just will not break that 4,000. With this climb here, though, we'll have to see if that happens. Every time it comes to that 4,000, it drops. So that's the big key. Once we start going over that 4,000, you're gonna hit that psychological barrier, and then there's a good chance we could go up to the $5,200 range. That would be our next target once we break over this 4,000 and we stay the course, and we'll go from there. Ethereum, I have high hopes for Ethereum. You know, it's not going anywhere, and there's just too much built on the environment, and at these prices are great. And keep in mind, what Ethereum was, what, $1,500 bucks, $1,300 to $1,500 at its high. It was some pretty good money there, and for the most part, it always stayed in a $400 to $500 range. So there's still a lot of good buys out there. I think I have 1,000 XRP. I don't trade in XRP, though. There's gonna be a lot of people that make money doing that. Used to be big into Litecoin. Don't do much with Litecoin. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna come clean. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm gonna come clean. You know, they always laugh, and these guys are always Bitcoin and maximalists. And you know, this bear market taught me a lot. And the fact of the matter is, for long term, I'm in this until, you know, till they put me in a box. So basically, you know, for long term, as of right now, you know, Bitcoin's the way to go on. I'm gonna say it right out. I used to have maybe 20 or 30 different altcoins. Nah. Now that doesn't mean that there's opportunity to purchase some and trade it next week when it goes up or something like that. But stuff that I'm gonna keep and hold on to, you know, Electroneum, Bitcoin. I have hopes for YouTube, so I hold on to some YouTube, Ravencoin. and that's, you know, that's about it. The rest of the stuff I just mine and I get rid of. I have no interest in a lot of these other coins. There's going to be, Ethereum's not going to be the only infrastructure coin. There's going to be somebody else that comes up. There's probably going to be 3 infrastructure coins that hold everything together. Bitcoin Cash, I don't know if it'll ever recover. We'll see whatever happens to that. BNB's been climbing. They have a pretty good system where they're going to try to do these ICOs on it, and you purchase it with your BNB coins, and then you can sell them back to BNB, and sounds like a mafia thing. Sounds like they got it rigged. So we'll have to see how that turns out. BNB is going to probably end up functionally being a valuable coin. And we're going to have to see what happens. I had a lot of high hopes for Cardano, and it's still just vaporware at the moment. Granted, I mean, they're building it, but there's nothing there for us to use yet. So and I'm shocked that Monero is still only at $50, that it went down so low. But at the same time, the guys who got it for 10 cents are not shocked and upset. They're quite happy, even at $50. So would I. So, but from the average Joe who has to mine it at the tail end of the emission, it's not very enticing. So there's a lesson to be learned there. All right, Ethereum Classic. Now I've been mining this stuff only because it's been paying well. It's one of the best things that pay, and I'm gonna spend a little bit more time. But I can't find a purpose for Ethereum Classic. Except that, you know, the coins transfer fast. Nobody's making any dApps for it or smart contracts really that are using it for the most part. I mean, you know, it's just going to be, is it just going to be a store of value, you know? And then if that's the case, it's a, you know, it's one of the B level coins for that. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. I have a difficult time envisioning the actual value of this stuff. So you know, what its purpose is. What's your purpose? To serve butter. What do I know? Okay. What else we got here? Alright, so C4 says, he goes, hey Dino, I just want to let you know I tried to mine Electroneum with my computer and I got 0.11 of a Electroneum. I do cloud mining with my phone and I got 4 in 2 days. Yes. So you can actually mine Electroneum with your CPU, and you can mine it with a GPU, best being a AMD card. They work the best for the crypto note mining algorithm. But having said that, you're going against a huge amount of competition, being ASICs. So, for example, if you have an RX 580 sitting there, you know, one ASIC, you know, if you're getting 220 kilohash each ASIC, on each ASIC, a GPU can do maybe 600 hashes on average, 600 to 700 maybe. So you're looking at, you know, one ASIC's equivalent to at least 220 GPUs. All right, and so for every ASIC that's out there, you got 220 GPUs times how many ASICs. So when you put your GPU on the system, you're just a teeny itty bit, just a little itty bit. Your reward value will be very little. You'll get paid very little. So this is why they say it becomes inefficient to mine with a GPU. Your CPU would be, for an educational and instructive purposes, it's a very easy algorithm to do. If you're just getting started and you just want to see how it works, you can mine with your CPU just to get the feel of it. It'll be hard to see if you're actually earning anything, because it'll take, at least a day to see it, click a little bit. And the problem is, you'll see it on the screen, but the payout will probably be a minimum amount on a pool, and you'll never get there. I don't think you'll ever actually be able to mine enough to be able to hit the payout threshold. So you may never actually see your Electroneum that you mined with your GPU or CPU. But for entertainment purposes and educational purposes, it's fun to do because it's pretty easy to set up. So having said that, you need yourself an ASIC, and that's the reason why the phone mining is the best. And this is something that Samsung Pay won't be able to do. And this is why Electroneum has such a hand up. Not only do you have instant pay with Electroneum, which will rival what Samsung will do. With the Samsung Pay, you'll be able to instant pay because they're paying for it as a credit card and then deducting your crypto and sending you a bill and a tax bill. Electroneum can now not only go to the people that have enough wealth to pay for a Samsung S10 and who's got $1,400 or $1,200 to pay for the darn device. So you're not looking at every country that can do that. So you have the ability with Electroneum to not only pay, but you have the ability to earn. You can go in and cloud mine, and basically the cloud mining opens up a window to the Electroneum environment. And just like you guys need to look at this now. Cloud mining, I don't want to hear anybody tell me it's fake mining. Cloud mining is basically a proof of stake solution. You're installing the application, you're opening a window to the environment over Electroneum, and Electroneum sees that you staked your phone and that you're connected, and that's all you have to do. And once a week you can re-up it. Your little timer goes down, and once a week you reset your timer, connecting to your to your cloud miner, and it'll proof of stake issue you coins that have been put into reserve. There's absolutely no difference whatsoever to any other coin that's offering proof of stake. So the mobile mining is a proof of stake solution, and it's a wise one. There's proof of stake. There is no mining happening. All right. Yeah, it goes through an algorithm, but you're not physically burning any electricity to do it. And it's your wealth gives you more wealth. Where Electroneum, with a cloud mining solution, this proof of stake is you just have to prove you have the phone and that you're investing your time to keep an eye on it, updating it, and you're staking and access to the cloud miner to be able to get paid. And because of that, the proof of stake, they can set up a different algorithm to pay you. So the cloud mining being that proof of stake, they can pay you a far reasonable rate. And so because you're not using your processor, it's a far more greener way of producing coins. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna have more and more proof of stake solutions and cloud mining, and this Electroneum's really way ahead, because you allowed for a physical mining chain being held together with ASICs, and you allow for a proof of stake, and you basically have a 50-50. 50% is proof of work mining with ASICs. The other 50% is a proof of stake with a cloud miner. That 50% doesn't burn all the electricity that the proof of work is happening, and it keeps it all together, and you can then earn those coins. And this is the difference between the Samsung. You'll be able to actually earn Electroneum, and then be able to then spend it also. Where Samsung Pay, there's no earning anything with that. You send the coins to it, and that's it. Electroneum is more of a full life cycle solution, and you can now get yourself an Electroneum phone. And I'm sure those will be coming out shortly. I know that they have many tens of thousands of them ordered and I believe delivered. And so now they have to get the logistics to get them out to the Amazons and the stores, and that's going to take some time to get all those logistics taken care of, and then the phones will be available for people to purchase. And you know, they're making fun of an $80 phone. Actually, I saw a YouTuber making fun of it, and the fact of the matter is that it's an excellent solution for those that don't have $1,000 to spend. You know, not everybody's as rich as some of those YouTubers out there that can afford that. I can't afford the new S10. I'm keeping my older Galaxy, and this one works for me. I don't know. I'm gonna upgrade it, but for $80, I can get myself an Electroneum phone. Anybody in the United States can afford pretty much $80 for a phone. Just about anybody. I'm not gonna say everyone, but a good portion of the Western world can afford the phone. And those that are in other countries that are buying phones, that price point is basically around what they're paying in those countries, as it is. So this is a perfect solution for them. And if I'm not mistaken, it leads me to think that the folks that are using the Electroneum phones are earning, mining Electroneum faster than if you got it just the app. And quite frankly, I think that would be brilliant. And if they're not doing that, I'd like to suggest it now. Get an Electroneum phone that the app can tell that it's an Electroneum phone and gives you like double Electroneum or something, because that's a brilliant marketing plan, and the reason why you want an Electroneum phone. You can earn it that much faster. And for those that can use it and apply that, it makes perfect sense. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And it's going to take time for these things to flow and to be tested and to be worked through and get all the bugs out, to get all the functionality. It's not like you're just dropping off a piece of software and you push the button, it works or it doesn't work. You're putting an ecosystem out into the wild. You're not just, it's not just a blockchain anymore. It's a blockchain. It's got this decentralized part of it. It's got a centralized part of it. You got an instant payment. You have vendors that are hooked up to exchanges that are going to move stuff. You're going to have a phone that can earn, and all of these components, and a lot of them are in the wild. In other words, they have no control of what's going on with them, and these gears have to work with each other. And as you start to put out something into the wild, where you have no control over it, you have to see how it's gonna respond. Is it gonna spin? Is it gonna spin the right direction? And is it gonna mesh with everything else? And so you've got to test all these things out, and it takes a while to see if everything is working as it's supposed to with all these parts and pieces out there. And once you get the basics and you say, all right, this is clicking here and it moves out here, and these things are on opposite sides of the planet and have nothing to do with your control. But when this guy over here does this, on the other side, it's doing that. Because the system works well, and it's not like something you can control or say, oh, fix that gear and put an extra tooth in it. You can't. It's in the wild. It's working. And if you got it right, and then you can fine-tune the mechanics internally that hopefully will change the ratios and the gears, and so everything starts to smoothly clock and tick, 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 tick together. So you got to get that all working first. You got to get that running. You got to make sure when this spins to the left a quarter, it spins a right a quarter on that side of the world. Once that's all running, then you start bringing in more. You start bringing in more, and you start to then you do some more heavier stress tests. You have more users using it. You got to get it working and making sure that it's, and there's behind the scenes stuff, the mechanics of the accounting part that has to go back to the virtual mobile providers, and there's so many moving parts in this, and a lot of them are external to the company that have to happen. That anybody that just poking fun at the basics of the Electroneum system clearly doesn't understand what they've purchased, doesn't understand what they've invested in as a coin, as a cryptocurrency, and they need to do a little more research to understand what they're talking about before flapping their mouth. That's my personal opinion. All right. Let's see what we got here. I wanted to make sure I hit everything that I wanted to, and then I can go back to questions. We did that, we did Facebook, we did Samsung Pay, Electroneum, and Quadrangle. Yep, we hit all those good things. So let's get back to the questions, see if you guys had anything else. All right. $3 in the bank, they give you inflation 5%, cryptos, All right, so take it easy there, 83 Firmo. Good to see you. Okay, so Seal 4 is saying, hey Dino, just want to let you know there's only about 106,000 people mining Electroneum. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to bring it up. One of the reasons, I think we were up at 127,000, and if I'm not mistaken, it dropped down to 106. So I had a few people say, hey Dino, why is that the case? Let's put in my handy dandy code in here. And the reason is that they did an update where they're going to force you to move to cloud mining, and they're not going to support the standard miner anymore, and you have to be connected cloud mining. So once people do the update, it'll shut off their mining capabilities until they go and do the update and get themselves set up, and then they have to go through the gestures, whatever it is, and go from there. Hey, I got 3 Electroneum. All right, and so that's important. So yeah, 169,222. So those folks that got shut off are gonna get themselves realigned and get them reconfigured to get themselves back online, and we'll see that number increase as time goes along. But that's my reason, my thoughts on why it went down 15,000 over the week. All right. Let's see here. Right, and Relax is saying, Dino, they were thinking of $3, then they will earn instead of the future value. Yeah, right now, it's $3. But if they're making, 400 Electroneum and they didn't, some of them need to spend that $3 and they'll apply it to their phone bill or trade it, with a local store. The value that they're earning, people are like, well, that's not going to pay for their phone bill. It's not meant to pay for their entire life, and all their expenses, and they're not meant to pay for the phone bill. It's supplemental dollars. Well, the first program, the first one, is not enough to cover it. $3 doesn't cover it. Yeah. They've been paying cash all this time. They've been paying for minutes with their cash. This is supplemental. They'll keep paying for it with cash, and maybe every other month they can pay for it with Electroneum. It's supplemental. And then once they see what they can do with it, and maybe they can earn stuff with it, or the store might accept it for some food, some vegetables, or something. They can buy something with it. If the price starts going up and it's worth more, they're going to buy more of it. And you know darn well they're going to, like, the price has gone up this much over this period of time, that others are going to be like, well, I want to store some of that away too. You know, use it as a rainy day fund or something. There's no negatives here. In any stretch of the imagination, there's nothing that anybody can say to me that earning that extra ETN has no value whatsoever and is worthless. It's an idiotic statement. All right. Let's see here. Self-Word goes, hey Dino, I just want to let you know I like your style. Thank you. And you have some pretty cool music. It's basically a mix between Old Vegas and Boston. Yeah. Hey Tony, put him on the craps table. Take care of him, okay? Yeah, I would imagine they can with the Electroneum phone. They can determine. I would tend to think that the app itself can read the specs off the phone itself. You can do a command and get a response command and get the statistics of the hardware. And a lot of times you can bake into the firmware. It's an Electroneum M1, and if the software sees that, it can then offer a different flow rate of the Electroneum. I think that would be brilliant. If I was Electroneum, I would do that. Here's your reason to buy an M1. You know, you'll earn twice as much, or earn that $3, because I'm only earning $1.50, you know, here in the West, or maybe $1, where people that have the M1 will earn the $3. And if they hold on to it, you know, those 400 coins or 440 coins, you know, could be worth more than that. It could be worth, you know, $4 or $40. You know, I mean, $4. 440 coins could be worth $40. So at 10 cents. So let's see what happens. All right. Take the cannolis. I see you out there. Yeah, Relax is saying, hey, it reminds me of that cartoon where it goes, and who wants to buy Bitcoin at 4,000 and no one raises their hands, but at 15,000 everybody's raising their hands when they start to see the price go up. That's the crowd mentality. Yeah, it's crowd mentality. I'm trading in coins that I could care less about to get some Electroneum and put that to the side, because it's at a good value at the moment. I personally feel that that the price of Electroneum is a very fair one, and has opportunity for potential. All right. So it takes the dollar. Let's see. Alright, I think I've hit all the good stuff here. I didn't see any other major questions. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I will see you guys again. I usually try to do a show once a week at a minimum. And then, of course, I have my clip shows come on. Now, we also have a new theme song coming. And as soon as that is finished, I'm already working on the video for it. I will share that with you, so stay tuned for our new theme song. I'm hoping that you'll like it as much as the artist who invented it, and the video guy who made the video for it likes it. So have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Ciao.